Yo, what up, what up, what up, what up? Yeah, I know before we get into the current week, we got to go back a week and recap and see what's going on for that particular week, you know? Okay. Just checking. Yeah, we're going to do a recap of week 5, then we're going to get into week 6. Let me see how many games we played already, week 6. All right. Quite a few games knocked out already. Let's go peek at the standings real quick. See what's going on over here in these divisions. So you peek over here, run through the divisions real quick. You see over here in the AFC North, this whole division is still tight. You know, the Bengals are 3-3. They're at 500. Steelers are 3-2. Browns and Ravens are both 5-1 at the moment. So this division shaping up to be pretty competitive. AFC South shaping up to be pretty competitive. The Jags, who's the Jags? Rico 4-1 with the Jags, 4-game win streak. That's a good look. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, y'all know I always root for parity. You know, that's my word, parity. That's what I root for. So good to see Jags 4-1 at the moment. You know, Titans 4-1. He know who he got to look at in that division. But then again, you know, Rick is 2-3, and you know, he can start winning some games at any moment. The Colts is 0-6, but this the whole division outside the Colts right now shaping up to be pretty good. You know, normally AFC South is normally pretty much dominated, and I'm talking about like just Madden period. You know, AFC South is one of them divisions that, you know, it's never really a competitive race like that. But for the most part, looking at this, very competitive. Very impressive to see the Jags 4-1 right now. So good work with the Jags. Keep it up. AFC East, we got Pats at 4-2, Dolphins at 3-3, Jets 3-2, Bills 3-3. Pats is who? Who's the Pats? Oh, best Big Mont leading the charge at 4-2, Bills 3-3. But you know what? We seen this story before. Last season it was the Jets that was in first all year last season, only for him to give up the division in the end. So we'll take a look at this AFC East as weeks go on. But for now, Big Mont, I got to give you props. You definitely handling your business over in the AFC East. AFC West, we got Chargers at 3-2, Broncos at 3-3. Chiefs is disappointing 2-4. This is the same Chiefs team that was this close to going to the AFC Championship last season. I don't know what's the difference between this season and last season, other than you know, he's probably just making mental errors. But you know, to have a season that he had, because Dre had a good season last year. You know, I gave him credit. You know, I spoke on that. But you got to capitalize off that. You can't have one good season and then fold, especially because it's not like he won a Super Bowl. So you gotta capitalize off that season that you had. I would have thought the Chiefs came into the season with a lot of confidence, but for some reason things just ain't going their way right now. And the Raiders are 1-5. I mean, you know, like I say, man, he's just not putting it together over there, because he has probably the best, well, not even probably, he has the best trio of receivers. He has Mike Evans, Devontae Adams, and he has Hopkins, D-Hop. So for you to have 3 number ones, I don't understand. It's the game. I mean, look, man, sometimes you can't be afraid to call an audible. And when I mean audible, meaning whatever it is, whatever game plan that you're using, scrap it, come up with a new one. Because to have that many guys over there, you know, 1-5, that is not a good start for this team. They definitely doing something wrong over there in Vegas. And the Chargers sitting pretty at 3-2 right now, but they're not sitting that pretty because the Broncos is right there at 3-3. But for the most part, though, this division is still pretty competitive. It is competitive. The Raiders just got to turn things around, as well as the Chiefs. And of course, I was going to get disconnected. That's what this Madden does. This Madden disconnects you. You know, I'll be so glad when they get these patches updated, because I don't understand how you keep getting disconnected so much. You know, so much. Where was I at? Oh, my bad. I was at the divisions. See how that disconnection just threw me off my swag real quick. I was at AFC West. Now we're going to the NFC North. Lions and Packers. Murph, dancing with the champ right now. Champ 4-1. I don't even know who the Lions lost to. I don't know if he lost a fair sim game or what. But I know the Packers only lost came to the Lions. Vikings 2-4. I can't lie. I'm disappointed in the Vikings. I expected more from them. I don't know what's going on over there in Minnesota, but man, I expected more. I expected more. They got a nice QB, rookie QB, and it's just not working out for them. It's just not working out over there for them, Minnesota. Minnesota definitely going to have to figure something out over there. They got too much talent over there to not be pulling this together to have a better record than what they do. The Bears are 2-4 right now. The Bears not off to the start that he be looking for, but and being in division with Packers and Lions, you cannot afford these kind of starts. Over in the NFC South, we got Bucks, Falcons, 5-1 apiece. I think this division is going to come down to those two. Saints 2-3. Saints is right there at 2-3. Saints know he's in the division with some competitive guys. He's going to have to string some wins together. You're not going to be able to look up and be 2-4 and 2-5 and think that you're going to be able to dance. If you're going to compete, if you're going to be in this division, you got to string some wins together. Saints 2-3, but right now this is a two-man race going down. NFC East, we got Giants 3-1-1. That tie. One thing about ties, right, is that people say it's better than a loss, but a tie can always come back and haunt you. You understand? It can always come back and haunt you. Keep an eye on that tie. I'm 3-3. Washington 2-3. Dallas 1-4. I'm so mad I'm 3-3 because that fair sim. I hate fair sims. Fair sims, man. Like it just ruins. It just crushes everything. But it is what it is. I never try to get over or get slick or nothing. It is what it is. Fair sim is. I'm quick to give that up. But man, do I hate fair sims, especially when I'm trying to string some wings together and turn my season around from the horrible season we had last year with famous Jameis. NFC West, we got the Cards at 3-2, and he's the only person over 500 in this division. Don't know what's going on with the Niners. Don't know what's going on with the Rams. Now, don't know what's going on with the Seahawks. And I expected more from the Seahawks. I expected more from all of them. But the Seahawks, the Seahawks made the playoffs last year. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they lost some major pieces. I don't know what's going on with Seattle. And the Niners, I thought for sure the Niners would bounce back and have a better season, but they off to a worse start than they was last year. But the flip side for the Niners is that the Cards got 2 losses, but now it's gonna have to string some wins together. But right now, if I'm the Cards, I'm pretty much like feet is up right now at the moment. Like forget catching them. These guys got to get to 500. So Cards is cruising right now over in the NFC West. Just wanted to peek at some records real quick. Now we're gonna go and look at the recap to Week 5. Week 5 recap. We had Lions and Chiefs. Lions won 28-17. Like I said, the Chiefs is off to a slow start, but there's plenty of football left. He definitely could string some wins together and turn things around. Will he do it is the question. But we'll see. He got the team to do it, and he got the quarterback to get it done. So we'll see. New England and Washington, Big Mont won 34-14. Big Mont, as you can see over there in New England, they playing good ball right now. Washington is not off to the hot start they had last season. But you know what? The same way he started off hot last season and cooled off, he could start off cold and get hot. Season not over. A lot of football left to be played. But, that's the beauty of competitive leagues. Season to season, things change. One guy played good one season, then he come out and don't play not so good the next season. When you got a bunch of guys that's competitive, that's what happens. This is a very competitive league, It's pretty much there's pretty much no easy outs, no easy wins for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like even the guys that you look at that miss playoffs a lot, they too can still come, and pull off a win if you ain't on your A game. You know what I mean? So, just keep that in mind, That's why it's off to get off to good starts because it's hard to turn things around, although it is possible. But good win for Patriots. Then we have Vikings and Cowboys. Parkway won 31-7. He needed that one. That put him with his second win on the year. He's starting off slow, but I'm waiting to see if Minnesota could turn things around. Steelers and Texans. Snub won 39-28. That's a good win for the Steelers. He's over there in that competitive division with with the Ravens and Browns. So he can't afford no setbacks. And Texans also, he's in the division right now. Jags is playing hella ball, and the Titans, as we know, dominated the division last year. So I don't expect the Titans to fall off. So Texans definitely going to have to get back in the win column sooner than later. Then we had Ravens and Bengals, and Ravens blew the Bengals out 50-21. And I remember I spoke about the Bengals, a week or two ago when I did the fifth quarter, and I was saying that he definitely has a nice offense over there. But I question. It seemed like he put the chips in on the offense and didn't really worry about the defense too much. To give up 50 points, that's a lot of points to give up. And he got a nice team, but the defense does not match with the offense. And I kind of figured that might come back to get him down the line, because to just think that you're going to put up a ton of points every game, especially in that division, he got to play the Ravens twice, he got to play Steelers twice, and he got to play the Browns twice. So that's not going to be nothing that's not going to be something that's easy thing to accomplish. But nevertheless, they took that one on the chin. Then we had Bucks and Colts. This game didn't save. Bucks ended up getting the force. I don't know what the final score was, but Bucks took out the Colts 31-17. He getting swept. I mean, it might just be that case, but we'll see. We'll see. Long season. Dolphins and Jets. G blew out E-ball 54-14. This one went totally opposite of what the Jets was expecting. Tough loss. I mean, division loss. My motto. You don't want to get blown out against division opponents. You know what I'm saying? Because division guys. You got to play them twice. Mario, come on, close the doors. You got to play division guys twice. So you want to always keep them games competitive. But Jets took this one on the chin, and he's going to have to go into Miami for the next one. So bear in mind for that. But it looked like everything that could go wrong went wrong in this one. Then we had Jags and Saints. Jags won 35-24. Like I said, Jags off to their best start. They 4-1. Great start. Great way to start off. Can he keep it going? We'll see. Good win though. Good home win. Put up 35 points. That's what you want to do. You want to take it game by game, and that's a great win for that Jags team. This game was my game against the Broncos. Man, we took a fair sim loss in this one. That hurts. That hurts because for the most part, man, we've been playing good ball, and man, I'm just here to tell y'all, man, like that free form passing is the way to go. Me having Tom Brady this season opposed to Jameis Winston last season, like. And I always, and the one thing I was thinking about, right, with the whole free-form passing, because they say, like, lead a guy, do this stuff. And I was thinking, like, I wasn't really paying attention too much to the quarterbacks. I was just focusing on, like, just trying to get it done. And I'm not going to lie to you. The better the quarterback, the better it works, because when I tell you Jameis Winston was throwing some crazy throws for me last season, I had to weather a whole season with him pretty much after I made that trade to get rid of I can't even think of his name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But man, having Tom Brady, big time difference, man. So I definitely encourage everyone to learn that free form passing. I mean, you can put that ball some places that you're just not going to do it playing the regular classic way, so just thought I'd just share that, man, because it is difficult. It is a hard thing to figure out, to really get it done. But trust me, I'm not at 100% with it, but I'm way more comfortable now than I ever have been. Because, like I say, you got to weather the storm. You're going to throw a lot of picks when you ain't got it figured out all the way. That's just what you're going to do, but you got to stay with it. Moving on to the next game, Packers and Bears. Packers won 35-7. This is not what you want if you're the Bears. This is not what you want at all, 35-7 is not what you want. Division game, and if you the Bears, you got to show up better than this. So Bears took a tough one this week against the champ. Then we had Bills and Titans. Bills won 26-24, and right now Bills seem to have Tennessee number. Remember, Bills also bumped Tennessee in the playoffs last season. So right now Buffalo seem to have Tennessee number, but this is very competitive. So I'm not convinced that the Titans can beat Buffalo by any means. But for right now, Buffalo, I would say, has his number, but very competitive matchup though. 38-17, this one with Seahawks over the Niners. The game had to get the fourth set because it didn't save, but Seattle got his first victory on the season by taking out the Niners. Niners and Seahawks, though, both off to slow starts for the season. Then we had Browns and Rams, and Browns, I remember the Browns, they crushed the Rams in this one, but it didn't save, and Browns ended up getting the win in this one. Giants and Cardinals, they won 28-0. Tough loss for the Cards. I mean, anytime you get shut out, that's pretty much like that sends a message to the locker room and to the coach, like, we can't allow this. So, interested to see how the Cards bounce back in week 6 if they didn't play yet already. We'll see. Chargers and Raiders, Trey Dog won 30-24. Good win for the Chargers. Raiders showed up this game, just couldn't pull it out, and he's falling further behind that division. And again, when you're in a division with teams like the Chargers, you don't want to do that. You know what I mean? You definitely don't want to do that. So it was competitive, but just came up short. And this was a force for the Falcons. Now moving on to week 6. Another thing too. I got it in the chat. I don't know. I think it was yesterday about the whole how the game keep getting disconnected. So what I'm gonna do is, I already spoke about it, but in case anybody didn't read it that's listening to this, I said that being that the game keep getting disconnected, I started advising everybody to start taking pictures after your game. Only if you know you killed with somebody. And when I say killed, like if you had a running back that ran for 100 yards, I'm not giving you nothing for that. You understand? That's not killing. That's a good game, but that's not killing. I'm saying if your running back ran for 200 yards, if your cornerback one of your cornerbacks had 3 picks, if one of your defensive ends had a bunch of sacks, you know what I'm saying? Like not 2 sacks, at least 3 or 4, like between 3 and 4. If your quarterback threw for, 4 or 5 TDs, like stuff like that. If somebody killed, I advise you to take a picture, because what I'm going to start doing is, if the being at the game keep disconnecting, I'm going to start giving guys a couple of attribute points for that player, just to sort of like make you feel a little better about, rather than everything just going to waste. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it can be very frustrating to be beating somebody 50-3, have all these picks with one guy, have all these touchdowns with your quarterback, only for the game not to save, and you got nothing to show for it. It's not even about the forced win. You're going to get the forced win, but it's bigger than that, because you got to remember, if these games keep this sinking, if you killed with somebody and they didn't save, that's also setting you back from getting trait games with a player. So if you had a receiver that went nuts and had 250-yard passing, he had a 250-yard receiving game, it's not going to transition over to the next week to possibly get a trait breakout game because it didn't save. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I decided to try to do something to combat with what's been happening. You know what I'm saying? Because I already know that can be very frustrating. So that's just me just trying to make people feel a little better rather than everything just going down the drain. Now, to add on that, if you killed, let's say 3 games in a row and 3 of your games didn't save. In other words, if you had a quarterback that threw for 4 or 5 touchdowns 3 straight games in a row, and for some reason none of them saved, I will upgrade your quarterback for you. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. It's kind of important to take pictures. And again, this is only if you know you're killing. Don't just take pictures if your cornerback had 2 interceptions. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a great game, but that is not killing. I'm saying if you did something that like, yo, this dude went nuts, I'm saying you might want to take a picture of that. Because again, if you do that for like 3 games in a row, I'm going to compensate you. You know what I mean? So don't worry. Like, being that this game is kicking us out, not saving it, so we got to counter that, you know? It's like we can't keep complaining about what the game is doing. We got to come up with ways to work around it. So that's what I decided to come up with. So keep that in mind. Take them pictures. I'm not taking nobody's word for nothing. And it's not because I'm saying, you know, all you guys lie, but some of you guys do. So, and I don't have time to figure out, to decipher who's telling the truth, who not. You know what I'm saying? Because trust me, by hearing this announcement, you got some guys that definitely would start making up numbers that they did not get, but there's no way to prove it. So if you killed with somebody, you ain't take a picture, that's your loss. So I'm advising you now, after your game, especially if you know you put up some extravagant numbers, defensively or offensively, you might want to start taking pictures. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my way of trying to give back to the league. Moving right along now. Week 6, we got, I guess this game is currently in process, or if they, I don't know. Giants and Cowboys. Giants and Cowboys. Big game James going against Dwayne. Dwayne need a win desperately. You know, he desperately need a win. And when you're back against the wall, you'd be surprised how you could perform, you know. But we'll see. We'll see how this one shake out. I'm gonna take the Giants though in this one. I think Cowboys got a couple of things they need to figure out over there. You know.
Baba swam on the TV in the bedroom.
Huh?
Baba swam on the TV in the bedroom. Oh,
okay. You know, Cowboys got some things to figure out. So, you know, we'll see. But I'm taking G-Men in this one. I'm going to go G-Men. I'm going to go 28-13. And then we had Chiefs and Vikings. Dre took out Parkway Stunner 30-24. This is a good win for the Chiefs. Like I said, he got to turn his season around. So he got plenty of time to do it, but it's going to have to be one game at a time. Then we had Falcons and Colts. This game was a lot closer than what the final score says. You know, like I said, Falcons was pretty much flirting with an upset, but, you know, he pulled it out. You know, he straightened up, got his act together. Colts still winless on the season. Broncos and Patriots. Broncos won 35-14. Patriots playing good, but he had a rough week this week, so good win for the Broncos. Tough loss for the Pats, but if I'm the Pats, shake it off, get ready for next week. Seahawks and Steelers. Look like this game is currently in the process, or if it played, didn't get saved. Don't know. But in any case, Seahawks struggling right now. Steelers playing good ball. Steelers know what kind of race he's in. I'm going Steelers in this one over the Seahawks. Final score, I'm going to go 34-22. 34-22 Steelers. Next, we had myself against Dolphins. We won 24-12. We played good. Defense played good. Defense was playing A1. You know what I mean? Brady had a good game. Threw a couple of bad picks. You know, all because of me though, not because of him. My decision making definitely has to improve. No need in worrying about figuring out how to freeform pass if your decision making is not going to be, you know, A1. So we gotta tighten up with our decision making. But nevertheless, good win for the Eagles this week. Then we got Browns and Bengals. Browns won 27-24, close matchup, division game. Browns edged the Bengals in this one. Cleveland got one loss on the season. Like I said, he's tied with the Ravens over there. They neck and neck right now in that division, but currently the Browns have the tiebreaker over the Ravens. Saints and Panthers, this is set already. Bears and Raiders. Raiders put up points, but didn't put up enough. They lose 42-35 to the Bears, and this was the Bears' second one on the season. Day two, like I said, they're not off to the best of starts, but a lot of football left. But they're gonna have to start stringing some wins together now, because when you got 4 losses, you flirting with that mark of, you know, got to put some serious work in. Texans and Niners. Rick going against Rocket. 49ers is off to a terrible start. I don't know. They only got one win on the season. Not a good look. Not what you want. Texans is 2-3, but I think Texans right now still playing better ball than Niners. I'm going Texans. Niners don't know what's going on with them. They might have to shake up the roster. They might have to pull a trigger and make a trade. You know, sometimes you got to shake up the locker room. You know, sometimes you got to make the locker room, wake up, in case guys are sleepwalking. But I got the Texans this week over the Niners. I'm going Texans 31 to, I'm going to go 31-24. Next, we got Titans and Jags. Man, believe it or not, I would say game of the week, right? Or one of. They both 4-1. They both playing good ball. This right here is if I'm the Jags in this one, right? This is what's going to tell me how I should feel about my record. And I'm not saying that as far as if the Jags win. I'm saying it's not even about the win. See, it's not always about wins and losses. Of course it's about wins and losses, but it's not always about wins and losses if you get it. Because I always told you, sometimes you can get a win and not feel as good as you would in a loss. Now, of course, a win is better than a loss. We all understand that. But sometimes you can win the game and feel horrible, like, yo, I do not like the way my offense playing, or I don't like the way my defense playing. Sometimes you can lose a game and be like, yo, we was right there. We did a dummy move. That's on us. And you could take that a whole lot better. You understand? So sometimes it's not always about wins and losses. This game in particular right here, in my opinion, is not about if the Jags win or loss. It's about will he compete. In order for the Jags to really know what path he's on, he's going to have to compete in this game against the Titans. Even if he loses, it's only his second loss in a year. But I'm telling you now, to be 4-1, but if he gets smoked by the Titans, that's alarming, because especially they're in the same division. So this right here is a measuring game for the Jags to see where he at. Now, I'm going to go with the Titans in this one, but I just want to see the Jags compete or even pull off the upset, but we'll see. But I got Titans this week over the Jags. Hopefully they'll get to play. And I'm going Titans this week. I'm going to go 33-27. Next, we got Chargers and Lions. Trey Dog going against Murph. Should be a great one. Lions are home. Lions only got one loss in a year. Chargers, I think the Chargers are 3-2. They got a good record. So, at this point now, it's just about, both opponents, I'm sure they got respect for one another. So it's just about who just played better ball. Lions are home. He's playing great ball, but anything is possible. Anything is definitely possible. But I'm gonna go with the Lions in this one. I'm gonna go with the Lions. Something about this Lions team that's, they picking up right where they left off from last year. So I'm gonna take the Lions this week over the Chargers, but I got it being close. I'm gonna take the Lions. I'm gonna go 33-29 Lions. Next, we got Bucks and Bills. Cole Lowes took out DP 31-21. Nice win for this Bucks team at home. He's over there in the division battle with that Falcons team, and took out a tough opponent. Won by 10. So Bucks is definitely look like they're on a mission. To be honest, like they're on a mission. Great win for the Bucks. Then we got Ravens, who crushed the Rams 42-10. I said it before about the Rams that if I'm the Rams, I'm looking into possibly shake up that roster also, if he can afford it. I'm not saying just make a move regardless of the cap penalty, but I just feel like knowing the Rams and knowing how they're constructed, they traded a lot of picks and stuff. I don't know what they have as far as picks and everything, but their best players is going to decline faster than anything. So if I'm the Rams, man, I'm definitely making calls just to see what type of offers I'm getting for different guys. I'm not saying you need to do it or have to do it, but sometimes you just want to hear what's being thrown at you, and then you might get an offer you can't refuse. So that's just food for thought if I'm the Rams. But Ravens crushed them in this one, and advances tomorrow. What I'm saying? Just a quick peek ahead real quick to see what games stand out, what big games we got going on next week. Packers and Browns, definitely going to be game of the week, or one of the game of the weeks. That should be a good one. Right now, Bills and Ravens, that's a rematch from last year's That's a rematch from last year's AFC Championship. Definitely going to be a good one. Definitely one of the game of the weeks. Chargers and Broncos. That should be a good one too, because the Broncos, for his division, he definitely got a bone to pick with his division. Chargers, Chiefs. So I'm pretty sure Broncos got a chip on his shoulder. So I'll be tuned in for that game as well. Falcons and Bucks, man, we got some good games going down next week. Good games going down. Bucks and Falcons, definitely in a good game. They both got the same record. Somebody will take sole possession of first place after next week's matchup. Lions and Cards. Listen, if I'm the Cards, what better time than to play one of the top teams in the NFC? Cards win this game, ton of confidence through the roof. So that should be a good game too. So we got some good games. We got some good games going down. At least 4 or 5 of them that stood out automatically. So yeah, advances tomorrow. Set them games up. Schedule them games. If there's any game scheduled tomorrow, let it be known. If not, we're not sitting around till 8 o'clock. This league will get advanced early. So if you got a game tomorrow, speak up on it. Other than that, week 7 shortly awaits. But that's it, y'all. That's the 5th quarter. That's the recap. That's the you know what? Before I get off this, I'm gonna take a. Well, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till next week. But next week, power rankings will be up. I don't want to look at it now because games that was played already. I'll wait till the fresh start next week. So power rankings will be up tomorrow after we advance, and we'll see what happens from there. But until then, I'll holla.